Today, I bet you have no idea how many amazing and incredible things are happening all over the planet. We have prepared for you a video full of amazing robots, frames from the Day of the Dead in Mexico, amazing art objects, and much more. Now, open your mind to new things and be sure to watch the video to the end so that you don't miss anything. Let's go! Surely there is some fascinating story that precedes this. We often take ordinary things for granted, but even running water is not available to all people. Then you have to adapt and resort to a variety of tricks. People with a fear of large crowds should try to avoid such places, even if the attraction seems very amusing. This is the case when a person works much faster than equipment. The lack of an iron is not at all a problem for people who tend to think creatively. The most soil holds the roots of the tree with the last of its strength, a little more, and it seems that the wind will bring down the entire forest. Gadgets like the gyro board can be useful in areas where you don't expect it at all. Considering how long a girl can stay underwater, the probability of the existence of mermaids no longer seems so doubtful. This crazy honey from Nepal is mined in the Himalayas. It is famous for its extraordinary healing and psychedelic properties. The price is high, but it's justified because collecting it is a dangerous and difficult process. Only experienced drivers can drive along the mountain highway, but even they are difficult to trust. Would you go on such a dizzying journey? The largest celebrations for the New Year in Rio de Janeiro are held on Copacabana Beach. Here you can meet millions of people from all over the world, enjoy fireworks and music. The service, which is engaged in landscaping the city, took good care of this tree, creating space for the growth of its roots. The world would be a little more beautiful if all cars had soap bubbles instead of the usual exhaust. Now we have some ideas for hairstyles in the winter season. If you're fishing in a new place, don't forget to pay the tax to the locals. Surely, there are many who want to try themselves in such an unusual sport. This monumental inflatable sculpture is an exact giant replica of the iconic Speedy model. It cruised along the Huangpu River in Shanghai, where the locals were very impressed by such a marketing show. The appearance of such a large number of fish on the shore is a real holiday and fun for the locals. It looks like the preparations for the foam party were successful. A little more, and you can meet the guests.
Fish. Stop it. Okay, relax. Stop.
These wings are not just for beauty. Usually a flying fish is in flight for no more than 10 seconds, but during this time it flies several tens of meters. Considering that the air temperature has reached negative 30 degrees Celsius, this is a very bold experiment, even though it is more interesting why she dressed so lightly. Disneyland is not only attractions and life-size dolls, it also hosts fantastic laser and fire shows. The 7-meter-high sculptural composition Karma in New Orleans seems to strive to reach the heavens. It consists of 98 male figures made of steel and symbolizes the change of generations. It looks like it was a successful distraction while the owner was escaping through the back entrance. We haven't had optical illusions for a long time. At the same time, let's check how susceptible you are to hypnosis. Check out this beautiful work by a human orchestra from Latin America. It seems that today the only satellite of the Earth took the day off to walk the streets. This bird knows perfectly well how to save a lot of strength. If there's anything to love about winter, it's the snow. Do you also want to remember childhood and fall into the snow? Just wait, the result will amaze you. Many people use public transport just to avoid getting into such situations. The station looks incredibly cool, but aren't trains disturbing the residents of these houses? In shoe stores, he has to buy 2 pairs at once. By all laws, this desire must necessarily come true. Even if you are a very hospitable person, it is better to think about how to refuse this uninvited guest. When it seems like you've had a difficult day at work, remember that they had to run after a giant balloon all over the city. She completely destroys the stereotype that women drive badly. Take a look at how expertly she drives the truck. Tracked vehicles are adapted to driving on snow, but it can be difficult for them. This woman can be understood that it is difficult to remain calm when the earth is moving away from under your feet. It is forbidden to use magic outside the walls of Hogwarts, but sometimes you want to. Despite its size, the grandiose Golden Gate suspension bridge can easily hide in the clouds. Wood carving is an ancient folk art form, but wood drawings are something not so familiar yet no less beautiful. Landing is the most important part of the flight, which he performed very gracefully. Basically, if you order Coca-Cola Zero, you'll be able to keep the calorie balance. Let's just say this musical group will never have the clearest sound ever. Sometimes you can see things that are inaccessible to the human eye through the camera lens.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
I give them a 10 out of 10. Isn't this giraffe from the King Kong universe? This effect is called corona glow, and it occurs when the air around the wires is ionized during high humidity. This is what the most unfortunate way to wash a car looks like. It's time to make a fire and get a beer. Why do you need friendship at all if you can't go crazy together? Do you think he should build a career in football or basketball? The victories of the older brothers in sports always motivate the younger ones. This is what any central street in New York looks like on a typical weekday. In an attempt to run across the road as quickly as possible, the young deer almost got hit by a truck. Fortunately, the driver managed to react in time. This helmet can provide not only safety, but also, at least for a short time, make one feel like your favorite hero. A genius, a billionaire, a playboy, and a philanthropist. Can anyone explain how this magic works? I wonder what kind of steroids this guy was fed to reach this size. I think we know who's gonna play Venom in the next movie. Children are characterized by a desire to explore the world. This young bear is no exception. It even climbed a tree to satisfy its curiosity. Do you trust modern technology enough to use such a bathroom? What could be better than your own attraction among the natural beauties? Smoking is only harmful to health, but in her case, it is also an amazing dress. Sitting close to the TV can be not only harmful to vision, but also life-threatening. We have found a pet that you will have the most fun with. Do you also have a feeling that some streets of New York need to be repaired regularly? Usually snowboarding is done in winter and wakeboarding in summer, but this guy decided not to limit himself to the seasons and combine these sports. Even a long flight can be very tiring for birds, so why not take the opportunity to relax?
It was so cool! It's hard to comprehend how this is even possible.
Doesn't this eagle know that you can't bully kids? I have to admit that the kitten remained very calm, even if it was too scared. The Dutch artist Raja Senna cannot be called unproductive. A gifted girl creates 8 separate works of art by painting with both hands and feet at the same time. Sometimes even the simplest experiments can create real magic and allow one to see the laws of physics in action. The Slanik Prahova salt mine in Romania is one of the largest in Europe. It's hard to get rid of the feeling that you suddenly find yourself in a fantasy world. The owner not only enjoys the company of his dog but also trusts him because he is his best friend and assistant. It would be strange if a speeding ticket was issued to someone else. The fact that this is a deadly predator does not mean that warmth and affection are alien to it. In the same way, she will knit a sweater for her grandchildren. Do you like this tuning, or do you consider it completely tasteless? Share it in the comments below. This is a costume idea for the next Halloween for the kid. This guy clearly has to work in the meteorological service.
1, nothing.
Finally, someone has guessed about the most correct use of drones. You'll need a lot of courage to enjoy a swing 2 kilometers above sea level. The war between drones and birds is still gaining momentum. Now tell me, did she hit the hole or not? In this weather, even the canopy decided to take a day off. It seems that this guy has the most noble job in the world. Sometimes nature paints pictures better than any artist. Even on the ground, you can sometimes walk through the clouds. Of course, it's not easy to achieve similar movements, but regular repetition and discipline have done their job. It may seem that these are some unusual clouds, however, this is nothing more than the ceiling of an ice cave. It's not just fireworks, but some kind of grandiose show that opens a portal to another world. He knows perfectly well that if you want to do something, do it yourself. I must say, it was the right decision. If esports had been included in the Olympic Games, the participants would have used such a keyboard. The World of Ice and Snow winter amusement park in the Chinese city of Harbin can easily be seen from the window of an airplane, and even from space.
Don't forget to share the most impressive moment of this episode in the comments below. See you soon.